So what's going on, toxic gamers? You do not have to subscribe, you do not have to like the video. We're gonna be jumping into it right now because we got a whole lot of GTA 6 news to talk about. We gotta talk about the Lucia Burner and all that. We gotta talk about where is the gameplay. We gotta talk about the brand new leaks that we're getting right now. And yeah, we gotta also talk about, I mean, look at that, man. Somebody ended up making this game with the Ubisoft assets, so there's that. They nerfed the Lucia Burner and all that. But there is like a whole lot of really good news going around, so let's get to it. Shout out to the homie Sam, roll it.
According to the leaks, Grand Theft Auto 6 is packing in a lot of water-based gameplay. Over 20 different activities, and we're not talking about just swimming around or driving boats.
Sure.
Let's start with some of the water-based side activities that have surfaced through leaks, rumors, and gameplay footage. Now, a few of these, like scuba diving and shipwreck hunting, are more firmly supported by what we've seen. Others, like surfing and drug smuggling, have been more heavily rumored, referenced in early leak discussions, or even mentioned by insiders, but not explicitly confirmed in the most credible design files. So take those with a grain of salt. But based on Rockstar's track record, it is absolutely not out of the question. First up, you have scuba diving. Now this one's expected, but what's different is the depth. The leaks show full underwater areas, gear, and...
Man, like if the game looks like this, bro, man. Like if the underwater looks like that, man. Oh, man. I still remember, you know that mission with Michael, and when he's goes on a bicycle ride with his son, and then and he has to save his daughter. He jumps on at the beach, right, the Santa Monica beach, and he does that dive, and then you get to see basically the ocean floor a little bit, and it's kind of like that, especially for the time, right? It looked really good, but of course the GTA 5 ocean floor isn't as deep as what we're looking here. But it was still amazing for the time. I mean, if GTA 6 is like this, yo, god damn, man, that
and the animations that point to more than just collectible hunts. It looks like there may be entire zones being built beneath the surface. Then there's salvage missions. These are marked as repeatable, and they likely involve recovering items from the seafloor, maybe cargo, maybe something more valuable. We also get underwater looting, which seems to be its own thing entirely. There are more like opportunistic pickups for cash, weapons, or resources that may be scattered across different dive points. Beyond that, shipwreck exploration has been noted. They seem to be...
Yeah, I think this game is going to be really fun for the people that love to 100%, the completionists, right? And 100%. There's probably going to be relics or Easter eggs, perhaps, too, that you can collect in items like that, trophies and shit like that. So, yeah.
The interactive locations, and some may be even tied to loot or objectives. But it doesn't stop there. Fishing makes a return, and based on the ecosystem we'll cover later, it might be more than just casting a line and waiting. Kayaking is in. You'll be able to paddle through rivers or coastal waters at your own pace. Surfing is listed too. It's unclear exactly how deep that mechanic goes, but it's new for the series and might tie into weather or wave physics. And yes.
Oh man, especially like the tornadoes, the hurricanes and all that. Yo, this game better be lit, man. This game better be lit, man. Yeah, yeah, especially like, oh, for sure, like, you know, people are gonna be like diving into the water, like taking the jet skis, the boats, especially like closer to the hurricanes, the tornadoes and all that. Yeah, it should be fun. But we also had this rumor. We had the rumor that we're gonna get all that, right? Like all these weather changes. But then we also had another rumor and leak, I remember like a couple of months ago at this point, that said that, hey man, they are cutting things back. I hope that rumor is false though. Again, it's a rumor, like, right? We don't know. I really hope that rumor is false though. We definitely need the weather effects and all that.
Boat customization is included. You'll be able to upgrade, tweak, or personalize your watercraft, which makes sense given how many of these systems center around boats. Jet ski racing also shows up, which is no surprise given how fast and fun those vehicles were to control.
Yeah, honestly guys, like, you think GTA 6 is gonna be really that deep, man? I wanted to, bro. Like, I wanted to, but like, honestly, do you think it's gonna be that in-depth with that many NPCs everywhere? Because so far we have seen the beach, and we've seen like the roads and all that, and everywhere we've seen the Key West, or at least the bridge, and it's filled with NPC vehicles and all that. Now, one thing that we know for certain, bro, like, if we have that many NPC vehicles, initially it's gonna be amazing, right? But then it's like, if you have to go from point A to B, and you know, you're always like going from point A to B while driving, doing missions and all that, and if you have that many cars, you're not gonna be able to drive the car freely, and you're not gonna be able, and in GTA, nobody's gonna be waiting on the red light, nobody's gonna be following rules, right? Because it's a game, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? But if we have that many traffic, if we have that much traffic, bro, you're gonna be bumping into cars left and right, and ultimately it's not gonna be fun. So just that logic alone, all right? Just that logic alone makes me believe that we're not gonna have that many NPCs. Thoughts? Agree? Disagree? Yeah, put it in the comments. But if, and this is something that I have been saying in my videos for a minute now, that we need the the vehicle density sliders on consoles too, where we can up it, and if you up it to the max, you got this much NPCs, this much vehicles, all that. But if you lower it, then you don't, you know, give people the option, the freedom, and it could be really fun, because ultimately I want to see like this many NPCs. Basically, like, I would love like two sort of NPCs, like density filter, one for the vehicle where you can maybe like make it lower to medium, right, so you can drive openly, and then you got the second option, which is all about the NPC density, and that one I wanna max it, so you can have this many NPCs like walking around and being like at the beach or on the boats like that. And yeah, I would definitely love the boats in the ocean, in the water density filter too, but I guess I'm asking for way too much, right? But I'm only asking that, we're only trying to discuss this topic based off of what I'm seeing right now, right? Because I want to see what we're looking at, okay? But I do know for the fact that, like, if you have that many cars on the road, bro, people gonna be bumping each other. It's gonna be bumping, pause, and it's not gonna be fun. Like, let me just keep above 50. So what are your thoughts on that, guys? Roll it.
In GTA 5. Expect official races and maybe even random encounters. The core mechanics also seem to be getting some love, like swimming and diving controls being updated, and according to the leak, it's likely going to support smoother movement and more realistic physics, which is a great upgrade. Then there's combat, and it seems like there's going to be full water-based combat, so shootouts between boats is kind of a given, but even some underwater action, maybe some stealth kills while diving or getting ambushed by somebody below the surface. Some of that might actually be coming to the game. We also have some more atmospheric and immersive systems.
Bro, if we got all that, bro, we need PlayStation 10 to play this game, bro.
That have been confirmed. You'll be able to observe marine life, things like fish, dolphins, and sharks for you marine biologist types out there. And there's even mention of underwater photography, possibly tied to side missions or just free roam exploration. Treasure hunting is listed too, and these aren't necessarily...
Yeah, that's what I want, bro. That's what I want. And speaking of that, I definitely wanted a new Uncharted game. In fact, we had a news recently which we covered in the last gaming news video, right? So yeah, treasure hunting. I mean, there's some about like Uncharted, especially. Like, how many of you actually played Uncharted? The 1, 2, or 3, or maybe all 4 of them? Maybe even the last Lost Legacy. So 5 Uncharted games so far, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of that series. It's very good. I don't think there's any other game that does it the way Uncharted does, and we definitely need more like those treasure hunting types of games. And if we have that element in GTA 6, that would be amazing too, for sure.
Necessarily story items, they're hidden caches tied to the underwater world. Give players a reason to keep diving, searching, and exploring. You've got environmental research missions similar to what we saw in the compendium system with Red Dead Redemption 2. So go collect samples, log species, maybe even track migration paths for whales or something. Stuff that kind of makes the world feel natural and more alive. Rescue missions are also part of the free roam event pool. You might see a stranded swimmer or a capsized boat. These events look dynamic and varied. On the more criminal side, there's also smuggling routes that you're going to need to master. These are all likely tied to progression, with tougher runs maybe requiring more skill or stealth. Water-based races are also called out, not just for jet skis, but potentially for boats, kayaks, and maybe even mixed vehicle challenges. And finally, we have environmental cleanup missions. These sound like optional tasks where you can help clear some pollution from waterways. It's a small touch, but it fits the theme of the world kind of evolving around you, and also the current political environment around pollution and everything else. Now, it may be one of those things where you go and clean some stuff up and then you get rewarded for it. I would think there would have to be some kind of reward. I don't think players are going to spend their free time in this brand new beautiful world going around and cleaning up trash off the ocean just for funsies. But you never know, there's some weirdos out there. Now, beyond the structured activities, the leaks also point to a variety of water-based random encounters that occur dynamically as you explore. These might be narco plane drops. So for example, you might be out at sea and you might witness a low-flying...
Yo, you know what the craziest part here is that we initially had this leak, right, when we were hearing about Project Americas back in the 2017-2018 realm. We were also hearing that you're going to be doing like these kind of missions. You're going to be dropping the Nesquik, okay, the good kush, okay, between South Americas and the Miamis, okay, and South America and Miami, and later on, or the Vice City, and later on we heard that, yeah, like they're cutting down a little bit, like they're it's not gonna be that big of a game. It's gonna be a massive game. It's gonna be a massive game, but versus what they had planned initially, it's not gonna be that big, because initially they were, and the code name of the game was literally like Project Americas, with the plural S, son. So you can already imagine like it was supposed to be, but now we're hearing that it's not gonna be. But again, though, it's still gonna be a massive game, and what we're looking at is amazing so far. And also, we heard this leak as well from Jason Schreier, from Bloomberg, Tom Henderson, even, and a few other sources saying that yes, when the game comes out in the future, they're gonna be giving us like new cities, so new expansion packs. Maybe not expansion packs, because when you say expansion pack, that means DLC content for the single player. Now, I really hope we get that too, but what we heard is that it's gonna be a forever expanding map. In other words, we're gonna be getting new cities post-launch. Oh shit! Yeah, and I like the idea. I love the idea of getting new cities and the maps getting bigger and bigger. But I really hope so that if they do decide to bring that, they also have that for the single player too, and we can perhaps get like more missions. Yeah, that would be amazing. Indeed, and in fact, what we learned from the GTA 5 source code leak a while back is that they also had 8 DLCs planned for GTA 5. Including Franklin, Michael, DLC for single player, but ultimately they turned them into an online DLC because what? Money. Money, man. Simple as that. And that alone makes me believe that, yeah, bro, like single player maybe one and done kind of thing. Yeah, like we're gonna have a single player for GTA 6 and it's probably gonna be good, hopefully. Well, but after that, that's it. It's gonna be all about online, and hopefully this game is not gonna be here for 20. I mean, I wouldn't mind the game being out for or us being able to play it for 20 plus years, but indeed, like I would love to get a new GTA game like every 5 to 6 years or 5 to 7 years. I think that's perfect, right? Perfect space window. Or if not a GTA game, then a new Rockstar game every 5 to 7 years. I mean, come on now, right? Like a decade of waiting for a new game, bro. That is crazy. Indeed, Red Dead came out 2018. So this one is coming out 2026, May 2026. So either 8 years or almost 8 years. We're getting a new game almost 8 years later. Yo, thank you for subscribing, Joseph. You don't have to, but appreciate it, man. Thank you.
And playing dropping packages out into the water. You may be able to go and pick up these packages and then turn them in for profit. This may even be a whole mission system around the marina, which we're going to get into in a minute. You also have marine wildlife encounters, as I mentioned earlier, but these will be more things like whales surfacing, shark attacks, dolphins trailing boats, schools of flying fish, and some of these events might actually be tied into NPCs and random encounters as well, which could be really interesting. Yacht parties will be lavish boat parties with music, dancing, and potential unique NPCs. Maybe this could be like the train from Red Dead Redemption 2, where you kind of show up and you can use it to go somewhere, or you can rob the people on it. You know, there's a lot of rich people on yachts. What can you say? Stranded NPCs may be calling out from the water, either for help or to lure you in for an ambush. So picture a guy whose boat capsized and he's being circled by sharks. You know, something like that could be really cool. Maybe. Also, before I forget, real quick though, I need to shout out the homie Batista. I gotta shout out the homie Sheba for the $10, for the $5 tips, the super thanks, and all that. Thank you guys so much for all the love, man, and I appreciate all of you guys for watching and dropping tips. You don't have to, but those of you that do, appreciate it, man. Ganging up, brother, ganging. But let's get back to it. Roll it. You could stand there and watch him get eaten. Who knows? Underwater anomalies like strange objects or structures in the deep, possibly tied to loot or lore. So this one actually. Yeah,
man, the UFO stuff. Rockstar is big fans of UFOs and all that, right? Indeed, we had in GTA 5 too. We also had in Red Dead 2. And yeah, I mean, they gotta have it in GTA 6 for sure. I mean, Miami has been a hotspot for UFOs too, and indeed, we have been making those UFO videos, like literal covering the UFO stories in the news and all that, like in the real world on the channel as well. We've been covering those Congress meetings too. In fact, there's gonna be another Congress meeting there where they're talking about the UFO disclosure. So yeah, I'll have a video on that very soon. In fact, I believe I already uploaded. I mean, I recorded, but I'm not sure if I uploaded or. I uploaded, but I'm not sure if I made it public yet or not. I guess look on the channel.
To me, sounds like one of those Sasquatch or UFO sort of random encounters that we had in Grand Theft Auto 5, and even some stuff in Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. These dynamic events are designed to make the ocean feel alive and unpredictable, so they're going to be encouraging players to stay alert while exploring the water, which is great. And Rockstar's not just giving you water to look at, they're turning it into a fully playable space. And if they put this much into the what, you can bet they're putting just as much effort into the how. All right, so we've talked about what you can do in the water. Now let's talk about how the water actually works. Rockstar has spent years refining water systems behind the scenes, and we're not just taking wild guesses here, we have actual evidence to back up our claims. They filed at least 2 patents specifically related to how fluid environments and NPC behavior could work in-game. Now, if you want a deeper breakdown of the patent tech and how it could actually affect the entire game, check out my last video.
Yeah, that was an amazing video. We saw that too, right? Especially with the patents and the leaks and all that. Yo, how big is this game going to be, man? There is no way, bro. There is no way, bro. Because, you know, I know, like, this is not a good comparison to make, but, like, you guys remember Cyberpunk? Right now, we've had, those suckers made so many promises, man, and that game came out uncooked, man. They got barbecued by the community after the fact, right? But no, GTA 6 is, Rockstar is Rockstar, and of course Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red, they recouped the respect up, or I mean the fans back up, and a lot of fans are now on their side again, and people are like, hey man, you know what, and trust be told, though, credit where it's due, they done good things after the fact, but you know, people are not gonna forget the launch of Cyberpunk 2077, and the game had a lot of potential, bro. That game had crazy potential, and it just sucks that that game came out the way it came out, and still to this day it's not as good as what was promised, but it's now of course in a very much playable state for sure, especially with the new DLC. And I heard like good things from people that played it. I did not play it personally, but people that played it, they said, hey man, it was pretty good. So the new DLC especially for Cyberpunk, so that's good, right? But they also had multiplayer planned, which they canceled as well. It's like, man, I guess with Cyberpunk 2 we're gonna get the multiplayer, right? We gotta, man. They're probably gonna drop it, and they're making that with the Unreal Engine 5, so it gotta be good. But speaking of GTA 6, we got so much stuff going on with this game. Yeah, like you look at it and you're like, bro, we need the PlayStation 15 for this sucker, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
but for now, let's focus on how these 2 patents specifically might bring water to life in GTA 6. The first one is patent number 110719116, and it's titled System and Method for Virtual Navigation in a Gaming Environment. And this patent introduces a smarter way for NPCs to navigate through the world, especially aquatic spaces. It's essentially a traffic system for boats, swimmers, and divers that takes into account water depth, obstacles, and even environmental layout. So instead of NPC boats aimlessly crashing into docks like in GTA 5, they'll plot realistic routes and adjust.
Or at the Brooklyn Bridge that happened recently, which was pretty wild. I mean, I would love to see that in the game, not in real life, guys. Come on, man. Like, come on, man, bro.
Dynamically. They'll avoid shallow areas or even congested waterways. It's all about giving waterbound NPCs behavior that makes sense. And then patent number 2 is the one I'm most excited about. This one is patent number 106855152. It's titled Systems and Methods for Fast Simulation and Visualization of Sparse Fluids. Say that one 3 times fast. This one handles how fluids behave, like sweat, splashes, puddles, or runoff, and how they're actually rendered in a realistic and reactive way. As I mentioned a second ago, you can already...
I get it, brother. I get it. There's this game, but I have lots and lots of water, man. I get it, bro. I get it, man. Yeah, it's like bringing back to that point where, you know, people used to make fun of the, and I get it. Rightfully, people used to make fun of those GTA 5 mods because all the mods were like, hey, you brought the entire Pacific Ocean on them streets, right? It was always, we would always see the showcase being at nighttime with the lights, reflections, the ray tracing, and yeah, the streets being basically flooded by the Pacific Ocean, like, yeah, so.
We see this tech at work, specifically in trailer 2, when Jason's climbing down off of the roof and he's covered in sweat from working in the sun. It's subtle, but it's telling. And if you didn't notice it, go back and watch the trailer in a higher resolution. Now,
nah, bruh, I'm good, bruh. Like, oh man, I'm good, bruh. I'm good.
Imagine what that means for water gameplay. You climb out of the ocean and onto a boat. Not only is your character soaked, but water drips from your clothing, forming small puddles on the deck. Waves can hit the side of your vessel and react to the hull instead of just clipping through it. It's a visual.
And the fact that Jason just say, hey, just fixing the leaks, right? That's a nod to the time when, especially like, yeah, September 2022, that's when the game got leaked, right? And we saw Lucia Bruna for the first time. We saw so much of the game for the first time. It makes me believe that this mission or this scene was definitely made after the fact. perhaps it was not part of it, so they're like, yeah, let's make something like that. And this was literally the beginning shot of the trailer too, which is, yeah, crazy, man.
Layer that reinforces immersion, letting the world feel wet, heavy, and even physical. Again, I want to reiterate that these patents don't confirm exact features, but they do show Rockstar's priorities, which is smarter movement through water and richer fluid dynamics that interact with the environment. GTA 5 had very basic boat behavior and water physics, and it looks like GTA 6 has taken it to new heights, making its ocean not just a backdrop, but part of the experience. If the ocean is going to be this detailed, then it can't just be about what the player is doing. The world around you has to respond, and that includes the people in it. NPCs in GTA 6 aren't just land-bound pedestrians anymore. According to the leaks and the footage, they're fully active on the water too. We've already seen yacht parties, people fishing, jet skiers weaving through waves, and not just for set dressing. These characters are likely following some sort of coded schedule,
See, this is what I be saying, man. We need the NPC slider, NPC density slider, we need the vehicle density slider, we need the vehicle, or I should say sea vehicles, boats slider. We also need the air vehicle slider, aka the helicopters, the planes, and you know, the blimps and all that kind of stuff. We need all of that. We need all of that. So, and I'll like max out every one of them except for the vehicles on the road, right? And yeah, right, they would have to balance it, because guys, like, there's no way we're gonna have that many vehicles on the road, because you're gonna be constantly like bumping into each other, and driving is not gonna be fun, right? Maybe I'm the only one that's thinking that way, perhaps. Yeah, but it's the truth though. It is the truth, because if in GTA, if you cannot drive properly and you don't have space to drive because there's that many vehicles, how are you gonna drive? People are gonna be constantly bumping, and especially if you have a mission where get your car or vehicle from point A to B without damaging it, because indeed we had those types of missions. I remember in GTA San Andreas especially. I don't remember about GTA 5 per se, but San Andreas, right? So yeah, we're cooked. It's over if we have that many vehicles. So there's got to be a slider, because yeah, I definitely want to see that many vehicles, but not all the time, essentially, right?
To the time of day, weather, or maybe even your behavior. So let's start with the police. There's mention of marine units in the leaks, and if Rockstar is carrying forward the AI advancements from their NPC behavior patent, we're probably going to see smarter, faster water pursuits. Cops may block off canals, surround you in open water, or even dive in after you. Fishing boats and civilian craft will likely make up part of the daily ocean traffic, so expect local NPCs running tours, fishing for income, or just joyriding. And if you're speeding too close or brandishing a weapon, they could flee, call it in, or escalate.
Yo, is that like a real picture, man, or is this like AI? Because damn, I believe I've seen something like that. Visit Leonida? Yeah, it gotta be a real one then. Nah, I mean, it can be fake one too, but I believe I've seen something like that on their website. I could be wrong. Damn it, man, I don't remember, man. I don't remember. I believe I've seen it, but it might be something that I've seen like somewhere else, which is AI. But god damn, man, that looks amazing, bro. That looks amazing, man. Especially like all the buildings, the greenery, the water, the you know, that light blue, that ocean blue, right? Especially with the greens mixing up with the skyline, the birds, the yeah, man. Especially the foliage and the what's that word? What's that word? The draw distance. Yeah, the draw distance. Yo, this game better be something else, man. Like, yeah. Hopefully they're not gonna fumble the bag, because I don't think they're gonna fumble it, bro. Like, they cannot. They know they cannot. Single player wise, I don't think they're gonna fumble it. Multiplayer wise, they're gonna. Now, fumbling the bag, I define that, right? Because all of you probably have different definition of that word. Now, it may be that in the very beginning when it comes out, it's not playable, it's glitchy. It can happen because it has happened with GTA 5. Doesn't mean that it's going to happen again, but a game of this size, of this magnitude, certainly possible. Yeah, certainly possible. If not, and if it's fully smooth day one, and I don't think they're going to drop like online day one, probably like 3 weeks to maybe a month after, like GTA 5, and because they definitely want people to play the story, or maybe this time it's gonna be different. Maybe they're gonna be like, hey, gotta make that money day one with the shark cards, right? So yeah, speaking of shark cards, exactly, fumbling the bag as in GTA plus subscription, the microtransactions, the shark cards, and all that, right? So it could be that, but
the situation like a true Floridian. You know you are. Then there's the party culture. Call it in or escalate the situation like a true Floridian. You know who you are. Then there's the party culture. Trailer footage confirms yacht gatherings, dancing, lights, and music offshore. These might act like floating social hubs with unique NPC interactions and opportunities, legal
like I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it.
Or not. Maybe it's a mission launch point. Maybe it's a drug boat. Maybe it's just a bunch of rich people that gather on a boat to party and you can show up and rob them like you do on the train in Red Dead Redemption 2. The leaks also reference scuba divers, freelancers, and even researchers in certain areas, so don't be surprised if you run into other NPCs under the water, maybe harvesting loot, studying.
I'm gonna learn scuba diving through this game, man. Yeah, actually, I wanna go like scuba diving for real, like with my homie. Like he has been telling me, or I mean, we have been talking about it, debating for a while. So we're gonna in real life, but I believe that I'm probably gonna learn through this game, man. Crazy,
wildlife, or interfering with your salvage runs. They could be helpful there to give you some kind of mission or ask for your help, or they could be hostile. Rockstar's NPC systems have always been about making the world feel alive. And
honestly, man, like this game might be so detailed in terms of that you actually might be able to get the nitty-gritties, the basics down of scuba diving, right? Like to know a little bit before you actually do it in real life. That's crazy. Of course, you're not gonna know everything. Like you're not gonna feel like you're not gonna have the real experience, of course. But knowing like the basics and all that, the names, the gear, and what to put on first, this, that, the other. I mean, you know what you gotta put on first. I mean, pause. but yeah, that was it, right? That was it.
In GTA 6, it looks like that principle now applies to the sea too. The ocean isn't just full of fish anymore, it's full of people, and some of them might not want you there. But let's talk about the characters that do want you there, and what kind of missions might be waiting for you at the docks. Not everything on the water is a random encounter. Some of it is very intentional. So based on what we've seen in the leaks and both trailers, there are characters, specifically named characters, who seem tied directly to the coastline, docks, and boating life. Let's start with Heder, or Brian Heder. I'm not exactly sure how it's pronounced yet, but this guy shows up in screenshots. He's also in some of the artwork is shown here on screen. That name also appears on signage near the marina. It's not just background texture, and it sounds like he owns the place. This is likely a major location for early missions, side jobs, or even boat customization. If drug smuggling is a core mechanic, Brian could easily be a supplier, fixer, or a point of contact for maritime jobs. So during the day, he could be running a boat shop. At night, he could be sending Jason out.
Is that like a real picture?
Tag for maritime jobs. So during.
Is this like a real picture? I mean, Jason, yeah, when I look at Jason, I can tell like this is a video game. But when I look at this, it looks like real life to me, bro. It looks like real life to even my console peasant eyes, bro. That's crazy. During
the day, he could be running a boat shop. At night, he could be sending Jason out to intercept drug drops or something. Who knows? Then you've got Jason and Cal. In one shot, they're seen fishing together. In another, Cal is asking for a hookup, possibly with one of Lucia's friends. It's a short exchange in the trailer, but it tells us a few things. First, Jason and Cal likely know each other well. Maybe they work together. Maybe they grew up in the area. They could be best friends. Second, they're comfortable out on the water.
Yeah, even this image looks real. The previous one doesn't look that real. It looks like it's a game, but here it does look real, man. That's crazy.
That shot of them fishing is world building. It tells us that boating and fishing aren't just features, they're lifestyle choices within the story for a lot of the characters.
Yeah, look at that.
And these characters might be the way that we're introduced to water-based gameplay. So smuggling, fishing, diving, it's all more believable when you've got an in-world reason to do it. Rockstar rarely dumps mechanics on the player without a narrative anchor, and these guys could be that anchor. No pun intended. Okay, let's talk about what lives under the surface. Because if Rockstar is bringing the same level of detail to the ocean as they do the forests, swamps, and plains of Red Dead Redemption 2, then we're not just talking about a few fish models floating around. We're likely looking at a fully simulated marine ecosystem. According to the leaked documents, GTA 6 features a variety of different marine species, with everything from small fish and turtles to stingrays, dolphins, and multiple types of sharks. And based on Rockstar's past behavior, these aren't just visual props. In Red Dead Redemption 2, animals had hunting behaviors, feeding cycles, predator-prey interactions, and could be studied and documented. We may be seeing something similar here, but all taking place underwater.
Honestly, the only thing that we're missing right now is the space, bro. Like, Rockstar, come on, bro, add the space too, bro. Like, add the space. We got the sea life. Man, like, you just need the space right now. In fact, we're probably gonna have a NASA center, right? Isn't there a NASA center in Miami or Florida in general? I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I do believe we do.
Sharks may attack swimmers or NPC boats. Dolphins may travel in pods and follow your boat. Some fish may only appear at certain times of day during specific weather or in particular parts of the map. You may be able to photograph marine animals, hunt them, catch them for missions, or tag them for research purposes. Certain species may require special bait, equipment, or techniques. You might need to fish from a dock, a boat, or while standing in shallow water, depending on what you're targeting. With diving gear, you could track specific animals, either to harvest them for rare materials or complete wildlife challenges. Fishing and underwater hunting may also tie into the game's economy and crafting system, selling rare species to traders or gathering organic materials for upgrades. And if Rockstar leans into their compendium-style design, you'll probably be able to catalog each species you encounter, maybe even get rewards for completing the full set. Maybe you can make a whole living selling tuna at the market, who knows? We already know that underwater photography and research missions are part of the game's systems. That tells us Rockstar is building this marine life for more than just atmosphere. This is a whole nother layer of gameplay. So while everyone's focused on the streets of Vice City, remember there's a whole world below the surface and it's alive. And it's all leading to something much bigger. Okay, time to zoom out.
But did you see this video? If not, click on this video on the screen, man, because the stuff that she was caught doing crazy. Click on this video on the screen and I'll see you right there.